Guess we're ready. We got everybody we need. All right. My name is Michael Gearin. As chair, I call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Historic District Commission to order this 22nd day of October 2020. There is a quorum present. The roster of the staff to the commission, of the commission members, and the technical posts that they fill in accordance with the requirements of the Hagerstown zoning ordinance are on file with the city of Hagerstown, are available on request to any applicant, and are hereby made a part of the legal record of each and every application heard today. All decisions rendered are based on the Secretary of Interior standards and guidelines as adopted by the city of Hagerstown. Each decision is made on a case-by-case basis and is not intended to be precedent-setting. If you have any cell phones or other electronic devices, please make sure that they have been silenced. Please note all meetings are being recorded and are broadcast live on YouTube. There are two types of cases. Actually, right now, we only have one for consent agenda. I'll ask anybody in our audience if they have any issues with that particular case or those cases. If not, then we will ask any commission members if they have any issues with those particular consent agenda items. If we have no particular issues, we will then blanket approve those particular cases, and those applicants will be free to go. If we would have a design review when your case is called, please come to the table and join with the commission. For the record, please state your name and address. There will be a brief synopsis of your application by the staff consultant. After that, the floor will then be turned over to the applicant for any further elaboration, and after that, the floor will then be opened to the commission members for discussion prior to rendering any decision on that application. At this time, we do not have minutes at this point, so we'll move into the consent agenda. HDC case 2020-36 for 801 Hamilton Boulevard for a fence. I take it nobody in our audience is here to speak out against that particular case. Commission members, any concern with this particular application?
Mr. Chairman, staff would make it clear that with the zoning ordinance, because it's a front yard fence, there's a requirement that it be an open fence defined as at least 50% open. The spaces between the pickets are as wide as the pickets themselves. That's 50%, so it meets the zoning ordinance.
All right. Any concerns from commission members? Hearing nothing, I'll entertain a motion for adoption.
Motion to adopt.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
May want to do the consent.
Mr. Chairman, I have reviewed the materials submitted in case number HDC 2020-36 and its associated staff report and recommendations. I have viewed the property in question. The staff report recommends approval of this application as consistent with the applicable standards adopted by this commission, and no one has appeared at this hearing with concerns about, issues with, or objections to this application. Therefore, I move that the commission adopt the staff evaluation and recommendations in this case as its own and grant the certificate of appropriateness to the applicant for case number HDC 2020-36.
All right, still go with your second?
Second.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
You're done.
Appreciate your time, sir. All right, there are no design reviews at this time. We have a workshop, which I do not see the customer for that, for 811 The Terrace for a new roof. At this time, we'll entertain any new business that needs to be brought before the commission members. Hearing any new business? Okay. Moving on to old business. Do we have anything that needs to be reviewed?
Just wanted to let the commission know that the building at 216 South Prospect Street was condemned by the chief code official as an imminent public safety hazard, and it will be coming down. So, FYI.
Any other old business? Okay. Do we think our workshop? Okay. Any announcements?
Coming back to old business a minute, did you look at the house on the terrace, on the Forest Drive that I told you about?
I referred it to Paul Falk, who's the chief of the inspection staff. I have not heard back on the results yet,
Okay.
but it has been referred to them. Just to give you a little bit of background on that process, as zoning administrator, I used to be the person who actually went out and knocked on the doors for violations of the land management code. The way things are handled now, because they have such a large, I wouldn't say a large staff, but they have a lot more people than just me, and I wear a number of hats, that the way we've been handling enforcement for the last few years has been that basically Paul's staff is my agents in the field. So it's rare that I actually go out and do an actual violation inspection myself. I will in the complicated cases, but whenever there's something like, the issue of, building that fence without a permit or whatever, first thing I do is I get on the phone and I have Paul, and basically his staff becomes my eyes and ears in the field, and they handle it, and I advise them as necessary.
Is that something that just sits on our agenda then, because it's a concern for us? Well, how does it come, what triggers it to come back? Do you trigger it to come back to us, since it's an old business item?
What will happen is if they go out and they find out it's a violation for some reason, they didn't get a permit, they didn't go through the HDC process, they'll initiate the enforcement process, which means giving them a notice, and a way of getting into compliance is to file the appropriate paperwork to come back in front of this body.
All right. Any other old business? Okay, any announcements? I guess there's no reason then to try to wait if the applicant.
Might as well.
Yeah, we can try that. We'll take a brief hiatus.
Yeah, sure. That's all I have.
Nobody. All right, well, at this point then, if there's no announcements, it does appear that our workshop applicant's here, so well, I guess we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, so be it. Please note, next meeting is November 12th. There is only one in November, so.
That should have been covered under announcements.
And there's only one in December, so. All right. Matthew, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, no problem.
Somebody on Zoom?
Yeah.
We had a full body today then.
Cool.
Assume we had
That's
nothing to
rare.
talk about.
I like that. Yeah.
Michael, assume we had nothing to talk about.
I know. Really